everybody, welcome back. Today I have two of the most beautiful girls with me, Phoebe Tonkin and Teresa Palmer, and I am so grateful that you guys are here. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So I want to just dive deep into a little bit of you guys, each of you, and share with the audience just some of your nuggets of wisdom, and we'll uncover a whole heap of things. But the first thing I want to ask you, and I'll start with you, Phoebe, what are some of your daily rituals or non-negotiables that you do every day?
I'm going to steal yours because I do it as well.
Yeah.
A bath.
Yeah.
Bath is my favorite thing in the world, and I feel like I've mastered the art of taking a bath with like Epsom salts and lavender. I like dunk coconut oil in there, put my hair in a mask, I've got my tea, and I'm not like a relaxing bath taker. Like I like to get in the bath, shut the door, but have like books, or I'll put my iPad on the sink, or I'll like write back to emails. It's just my like time to do what I need to do. So that's one. And then what would be another one? I like walking. I walk a lot. So that would be another. I try to get 20 minutes of walking a day. That's probably a good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Two of my favorites, bath and walking.
Yeah.
Love it. What about you?
She totally stole
I was
You're
thinking something
besties,
new.
so
I know.
Can I use the same thing now?
I know. I was like, I do the same thing with my iPad. I put it on. Well, I do that. Also because my day is so taken up by being a mama and being with my son, and then my time to myself is usually it's 20 minutes is about how long I get. I do lavender bath salts, and I sit and I read piping hot, do some great bubble bath. So that's great, but for me, I just have to be outdoors in some capacity, whether it's going on a walk on my own. I love doing silent meditation, which is great, but a walking meditation is even better in my opinion. You know, when you just walk through nature and you really sit, and it forces you to be present. It's so beautiful. I love doing that. And then, you know, having my mama cuddles and kisses at nighttime with my little boy.
So beautiful.
Is my little check-in.
Oh, and on the topic of mama, what would you say, because I have a lot of clients and a lot of readers that are like, I'm a mom and I don't have any time for myself. And you are a very successful actress, you have Your Zen Life, you are a mom, you're a wife, like all of these things.
Thank you.
What would you say to them?
You really have to make it a priority. As much as you spend so much time focusing on meeting the needs of your child, you have to make sure that you're not throwing your needs aside. It's absolutely imperative to make sure that you're cultivating enough self-love and appreciation and doing the things for yourself, like pampering yourself, whether it's a bath or taking a walk or giving your child to the hubby. This is what you need to do, just to sit and be present and feel grateful and make sure you're taking care of yourself, because happy mama, happy baby. And I really carve out my time. And if it's 7 p.m. and I realize, I haven't had that time for myself, I'll take a breath and I'll ask, you know, either a friend or my husband to take the baby, even for just 20 minutes, have a lie down, read something on the internet, whatever it is, just to take a moment out for yourself, because it's very important to do that.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be 4 hours.
No, not at all.
You know,
it can be.
Yeah, if you want, and if you have that time, but it could be like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, because it recharges your batteries. And I think every day as a mum, you're so on the go that you need to find those moments to recharge and take a breath and also enjoy it, because it goes so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you? Do you make self-care a priority in your daily life?
Yeah, especially when, you know, on the TV show I work on, we do such like insane hours, 16, 17-hour days. And so it's more just making the most of time off. So when I do have time off, I really try not to make too many plans. If I know I have, you know, a full Saturday free, I don't make any plans. I just go see movies, I take baths, I call friends that I haven't spoken to, and just kind of really make that a priority. to just take care of myself and relax, because then Monday starts again and you don't really get much downtime until the weekend. But just kind of prioritizing me time.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people think the acting world is extremely glamorous, and it's so not, is it?
I don't know about the movie well. TV well.
It's really intense.
Yeah.
And you don't, it's funny, I worked a lot of jobs before being an actor.
What were some of those jobs?
Oh man, I worked in a factory, a Burger King,
Strawberry
Cotton On,
Shortcake.
Strawberry Shortcake. I would dress up as like characters and go to supermarkets and hug little kids.
Cute.
I worked at Supre, Cotton On, so Mambo, like so many different clothing retail stores. But it's funny, on my last movie that I just shot, you work such long hours, like what Phoebe said. But if you ever get sick, there's no taking time off. You just don't take time off. And I had really bad bronchitis, and I knew the only way to get better was to have a full day of rest. But you're there in front of camera, and it can be really, really intense. But having said that, I know we both feel incredibly blessed that we get to love what we do, and there are so many perks to what we do. But the flip side is there can be some really challenging aspects to what we do as well.
You were texting me when you were sick. I remember that, because I'd just been sick and gone through this. We were like,
oh my gosh,
and try this.
I was like,
this.
help me. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, because it's like you can't be like, I'm not coming into work today.
No. And you're
sick.
on camera.
Yeah.
And I lost my voice as well, so they had to shift scenes around, but they were on a very tight schedule, so we couldn't, there was no way we were taking days off. So, I mean, that's challenging, but still. Champagne problems, in my opinion. I feel very lucky.
Exactly. And a lot of people that will be watching this, something that's really important to them is finding their purpose and passion in life. And you guys are a living, breathing example of doing what you love. So what would you say to someone who doesn't know what their passion is yet?
I would say, and the best advice I think I was given when I was younger is to just get involved in everything, and you're not going to enjoy everything that you do, whether it's a sports team or a class, or you learn to make or fix something or sing something. Just try everything, and also just travel. I think traveling is one of the most important things for anyone to do. We're very fortunate that work lets us travel as well, but I think it's important to backpack and to go on crazy little adventures and find yourself in, somewhat uncomfortable situations that you have to kind of get yourself out of. And I think that's really important to kind of honing in what it is that you enjoy in life, what you feel like you should be doing in life, I think.
Yeah, that is a beautiful way to do self-discovery, I think. Going and traveling and putting yourself into challenging situations. And I think something will just click.
Yeah.
And for me, I didn't realize, I was like, I just want to be an actor. And then I got out here and I was working for a while, and after about 4 years, I was like, it doesn't totally make me feel 100% fulfilled. And actually that's when Phoebe and I started talking about, like, what are our passions? And this is funny because Phoebe got this for me. It says, be the change you wish you want to see in the world.
Beautiful.
And that was what our whole conversation at dinner was once. We're like, how can we use our profiles to affect positive change in the world? And we both had such an interest in wellness and living our best selves. And that's where Your Zen Life came. That was born. And so it's great because we can have so many different passions. You can mush them together, and we get to do everything that we love to do right now. And you just have to find what that is and just go full forward towards it.
Yeah, I have a lot of people that say to me, well, I've got like 5 things I'm passionate about, and I always say to them, I'm like, that's fine, you can you can be multi-passionate. Like, I'm very passionate about personal development, and then I'm also really passionate about being an entrepreneur. So it's like, there's these 2 things.
Me too,
And we don't have to just pick one and hone in on one.
That's so limiting. I mean, life doesn't have the it's boundless, and we have so much potential. And if you are interested in 17 different things, I am so incredibly interested in natural parenting and like Earth Mama and that world. And I know Phoebe has interest in that too. I'm like, oh, we can just do a Your Zen Mama, and we can add that to the mix, and whatever it is, you can just absolutely try all of it.
Absolutely. I think now the internet has also created this platform for people that they can not live double lives, but they can kind of go to work and have their normal job, but still have these great blogs and meet other bloggers and people. I think it's just opened up this kind of whole new community that doesn't mean that you just have your one job that you're set to do. You can explore other things when you're not at work, and I think that's what's been really beautiful, and that's the type of people that we've met through Your Zen Life. You know, people that have other jobs that have nothing to do with wellness and health, but they're passionate about it, and you know, there's many hours in the day that they kind of spend reading things and sharing things.
Absolutely. And what would you say, do you have like 1 or 2 tips for people who want to start an online blog or a business? Because you guys have had so much success with Your Zen Life, and it's such a beautiful online home, and it's helping so many people.
Thank you.
So, you know, what's 1 or 2 things that you would suggest that people could start to do?
Well, I would say find whatever your thing is, whether it's photography. We're very good friends with Gemma Pranita, who has this beautiful blog, and one day she just decided. She was like, oh, I'm interested in taking photos, and I love traveling, and I love clothes. She was like, I'm going to put this all together and start taking photos of people wearing cool clothes. And she created the Gemma Peanut Gallery. And all of a sudden, before our eyes, we started seeing this blog just emerge, and people really started to be attracted to it because her heart and soul and her passion was everything. And she just threw it all in there. And really get it out to your community. Email it around, tweet about it, have other people tweet about it, Instagram, you know, look into having the local paper do an article on what you're doing. You've got to be very okay with self-promotion.
This is something that a lot of people struggle with. And it's a fine line, and I think in Australia, we really struggle with it. Americans are very good at it.
They really are.
They're like, I'm amazing, here I am. Where we're like, oh, I kind of, you know, I just hang back here. You know, so what would you say to some young girls that are kind of hiding behind the scenes type thing?
I mean, I think Instagram and Twitter are such incredible kind of ways to share what you're doing and to meet other people. You know, I think in exactly what we're doing now, it's really great to meet other people that are doing the same, and then you can kind of learn from each other and you know, generate traffic for each other as well that are maybe different audiences. So meet other people that are doing the same thing, I think is
and then
something.
I also think don't be afraid to shine as bright as you are. I think so many women and men that I know feel more comfortable being a wallflower. And you don't need to be a wallflower. You have the right to shine as bright as you can in your life. And lean into that, because when you do that, you're vibrating at such a high level that you start to bring and attract other beautiful, bright, shining things into your life. And I really, truly believe that Phoebe and I manifested our blog, the success we've had with that, you know, and also in our careers, because we were really trying to vibrate at such a high level, and we threw out everything into it, and we were okay to cultivate enough self-love that we were like, hey, you know, we love what we're doing and we're doing a good job. And from that, it really kind of opened up and started to generate more and more fans, and it's been really such a great blessing for both of us.
There was never really a moment, even thinking back, where we were like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work, or who's going to... I don't think we ever thought that. We're just like, we're going to make this, and we're going to just do it. And even if it's our mums or the other ones that read it, it was just like, you know, you can't, I think that was important for us.
You get that feel as soon as you land on the page too. I remember when you guys first launched it, it's, you know, it's just, you land on it and it's warm and it's confident and it's it's just a real representation of you girls, and it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. We feel the same about you.
Yeah.
I mean, your work
you.
is so inspiring.
Thank you so much. And something that I love talking about, which is social media, because I often have a love-hate relationship with social media. I love it because it allows me to connect with like-minded people.
Yeah, which is the way we connected.
Exactly. And I have made some of the bestest friends from the internet and from social media.
My husband, I met over Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
How did it happen?
Well, it was just a classic case of I saw something that he had done, so I tweeted at him, pretty much the same way that we all got involved. Yeah. I tweeted at him and said, "This is amazing. Like your film is beautiful and brilliant, and you should be so proud." And then he started following me, and then we started emailing. Boom! 2 years later, married with a baby.
Yeah, no wasting any time. Straight into it.
Straight into it.
Well, there's no time like the present. So
that's right.
Wow. And so, what do you guys do when you have those hate moments with social media? Because I'm sure you guys have such ginormous followings.
Yeah, you took a little break.
Yeah, it's something that I've had a lot of kind of discussions about, and I think it's such an amazing platform, and it's such an amazing kind of, outlet to share things. But I do think that because it's not very regulated, and I think that especially in the last few years, there's cyberbullying, and it's just it's absolutely insane that people are allowed to write things and they're not deleted immediately and they're not reported. And I feel like in 10 years we'll look back at that time and be like, God, can you imagine when people were able to write these things? And I just don't think it's giving off a good message, because I think young girls see that and they think that it's okay to talk to people, whoever it is that they're talking to, in a certain way, and I don't support that. I don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's the right message to have on any social media platform. And I've also had that thing where you go, everyone still at the end of the day has their moments of being vulnerable, and their feelings can still get hurt. And so if I feel like if I read something that hurts my feelings, then God forbid how someone who's in high school and has not fully kind of realized their potential, or not surrounded themselves with the right people, and they get bullied in the same way. I don't know how they are able to handle that. And unfortunately, I just think it's so prevalent right now. And
it is, you're right.
It's just it's really something that I think needs to be addressed by the people that work online on Twitter and Instagram and stuff.
It's crazy to think that on Facebook, a woman breastfeeding, or a woman who shows her breasts, it immediately
gets deleted.
Within minutes, deleted.
Down.
So there's people that
Instagram deleted
stuff.
Yeah. So the fact that bullying and bringing someone down, death threats, isn't immediately deleted the way that nudity or women showing breasts or breastfeeding is deleted. Where's the break in the system? It feels very backward. But yeah.
And it's also not fair, because I mean, and you're the same, there's so many great fans of Your Zen Life and of ours and of the work that we do, and I feel like sometimes it gets kind of drowned in some negative stuff, and it's not fair, because the fans who do support you want their voices heard, and there's so much nastiness as well, it kind of gets pushed aside. So that's not to say that I don't see all the great things, and obviously that's what I'm able to focus on, but when the nasty things are written, you do, question who is exactly that's writing those things and who thinks it's okay to say this about anyone.
Exactly.
I think taking a break is really important. I remember when Phoebe was like, I'm just going to take a break from this for a little while, and like having media breaks in general, from the news, from reading negative stuff on the internet, gossipy stuff on the internet, just take a break. Sometimes I'll take a 2-day break, and it feels so cleansing, so renewing. And then I feel a little dirty when I get back into it again. I'm like, but it is a necessary evil in so many ways.
Exactly. And I'm sure you guys have so many beautiful people that write amazing things, but you do get the nasty ones. Does it still hurt, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I delete them now. I just delete. I feel pretty. A few years ago, I remember I was getting an onslaught of awful comments after a very fake rumor came out, and I was really taking stuff personally. But in the last few years, I've really made a shift and done a lot of self-development work, and it's really water off a duck's back to me now. But it took me a very long time to be able to get into the place where I don't feel affected by other people's judgments of me, because I truly just try and cultivate love from within and my little close knit group of people. And look, if they tell me that I need to check myself, fantastic, I'm totally going to listen. But I think that's how I've really handled it. It was like, it's their opinion, water for duck's back. And also sometimes I will really try and send them love and send them light, because I find that the ones who are often saying the nastiest, darkest stuff are the ones who need the most help and the most love. Because they're in a pretty dark, sad place.
There's a quote, and I can't remember who said it, but they said, hurt people hurt people. And every time, I remember the first time I ever got like a horrible comment, I like bawled my eyes out. I was like, oh my God. But you know, I occasionally cop it now, and it's water off a duck's back now, because you've cultivated so much self-love, but everybody has an opinion, and not everybody's going to love you. And your job is just to love yourself.
100%. That's what you're responsible for.
Exactly. So talking about self-love, like when did you guys get to a point where you realized that you needed to cultivate more self-love? Was there like a turning point, or was there a hurdle or something that made you realize?
I mean, I think it's something that obviously still evolves. But I do think it was definitely, am I got hair in my face?
In your mouth.
I think it was definitely something that happened after high school, a few years after high school. I think surrounding yourself with positive people and finding people.
Hey, I bet you weren't expecting me to pop up, but unfortunately there was a little bit of a camera malfunction, and I realized that once I got back to Australia after I'd interviewed the girls and didn't have a chance to reshoot the interview, but there was so much juiciness in this interview that I just wanted to share it with you. But I promise that next time I'm in LA with these gorgeous girls, we will dive even deeper. And I hope you enjoyed this interview, and I'll see you real soon.